What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new 2DS XL and seeing if it's dope or nope. Now, obviously, the first thing we're going to want to do is jump right into the box, see what we get inside of it. So let's see. First of all, I want to note that this color looks dope. It's blue, leaning on the teal side, so
It's definitely blue.
It's blue?
Yes.
Whatever. Oh, okay, so we've got a charger this time. And the 3DS XLs that we've been unboxing, Ari, you know this. You don't get these anymore, and you gotta buy them separate, but it's included in the packaging here. Aside from that, we've got the console itself and some paperwork that we're not gonna read. This is pretty much it in terms of an unboxing. Yeah, it's blue. But it looks good though, I like it. Oh, I like what they did with the front. So over here in the very front of the top screen, it kind of reminds me of an iPhone, to be honest, with the bezels on both sides. It's all pretty much the display, whereas before with the 3DS XL, you kind of had the speakers on the side, so I'm kind of curious where they put them now. But this is the 2DS XL. It's very different from the 2DS that was released a while back. I'm not sure, but I never even picked one of the 2DSs up because the style of it just wasn't for me. It's all one body, but the 2DS XL now being in this flippable form factor, similar to all of the other DSs, this one falls in line with what I feel would be portable enough for me and kind of my form factor. The only thing that I noticed is really different here is the placement of the cameras. So now you've got a camera right down in the middle of the hinge, and you also got the other two right here in the back of the actual bottom. So if you're laying this down, you're kind of covering the cameras. Not that I've ever used those cameras, to be honest, but just some of the changes that you kind of see here. Now what I like here is the fact that you're not really sacrificing much if you go for the 2DX XL. You get a different form factor, of course, but from the 3DS XL, only thing you're really missing is 3D. Now, you still get all the other features like a C-stick, you got your NFC, so you have Amiibo support, and it still has that new processor, so it's running just as fast as the 3DS XL. But I wanna see how this thing actually feels to play in the hand. It seems comfortable when you just hold it, but let's give it a run and see how it actually feels to use it. All right, so I'm about to boot this thing up, but one thing I'm noticing already, just from handling it for a few minutes, this thing is getting a ton of fingerprints already. So prepare to have fingerprints all over this. It looks like it's gonna be a fingerprint magnet. All right, so I'm setting this thing up. I'm actually using the touchscreen a bunch. So let's pull out the stylus. Oh, what? This thing is tiny. This is the smallest stylus I've ever seen. Wow, why? This is like an IKEA pencil. It's really short. Oh, you see? I can't even get a good grip on it. All right, so it's time to actually pop in the game. Since this works just like the 3DS XL, it has access to all of their games, so I can use the entire library, even stuff from the Nintendo DS, so if I wanna do that, I have that option. But let's, throw in some good old Pokemon, why not? I don't know, I'm not too crazy about this design. The slot is super thin, so it just makes grabbing it a pain. Maybe if this thing had a bigger slot where you house the, the games and the memory card, I'd have an okay time with it, but the speaker's a little weak. It's actually a little disappointing. It's not too bad where I can't hear what's going on though, but for max volume, like dang, even at the halfway, I don't hear anything. Yeah, halfway is a whisper. Anything lower than that and you're not hearing a thing. So I'm not crazy about these speakers at all. Okay, so the game looks good. The only real difference that I'm feeling here is that the edges are a bit sharper. So on the new 3DS XL, they've got really round edges on the side, so you don't even really notice that you're holding it. But on this one, you take note that you're holding it because of these sharp edges. You notice them. All right guys, so the sound thing was bothering me a bit, so I just want to kind of confirm just how different the sound quality is between the two of these, especially with that placement. So just to make sure I'm not just talking crap, I'm gonna figure this out. Right now, I bet you hear just one song. That's the 3DS XL. If I mute this thing, you can faintly hear this guy, the 2DS XL. Yeah, that is a big difference. I think moving the speakers was a bit of a mistake. So, sounds a big deal to you, that's something that you might want to take note of. Now, even though I commented on the sides being a bit sharp, this still feels pretty normal to use in the hand. The button layout is the same, so everything feels pretty normal. The C-stick feels good. So in terms of being able to actually just play your games that you're used to, that's not going to be an issue whatsoever. This has a very familiar feel in the hand. It's just a matter of kind of getting used to those sides. All right, guys, so it's time to decide whether this thing is dope or nope. Now, there are a few things about it that kind of just make me scratch my head, just kind of like this stylus over here. The fact that it's so short, I'm not really sure why they did that. Even the 3DS has a longer stylus, so that's something that's a little bit weird. The speaker placement is also a bit off to me. The fact that it's so much lower than the 3DS XL kind of just makes me feel like you're losing out a bit on this one. But that's all in comparison to previous models. And something else I'm honestly not too crazy about is the fact that you have this flap now in order to get to your games and your memory card. And honestly, it doesn't have a big enough slot so that it's just easy to pull down and pull open. I think that this is unnecessary, to be honest, especially if you're trying to change games really quickly. You can't do that here. You gotta pull this thing out, take it out, put it back in. It's just cumbersome. But it does keep your game and your memory card nice and protected. But if you're going into the DS line for the first time, I definitely think that this is dope. You get all the power of the 3DS XL, the new 3DS XL, but without the 3D features. So you don't ever have to worry about using the feature if you don't want to, and you save 50 bucks. So it's a better price point to enter the DS line, and you still get a nice big screen, which I would still recommend over the regular 3DS screen. I like having a big screen because you can just see your content a bit better. Now, if the sound is something that's gonna bother you, you can always use headphones, but let's make this clear. If you have a 3DS XL already, I don't think that it's worth picking up one of these unless you're just really in it for the design. I think this looks really good, but in terms of like the overall what you get from it, I don't think you need to go and pick this up if you already have one of those. But that's about it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be the cool guy or girl that gives this video a thumbs up. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, it's your average consumer. Peace.